Hello everyone, myself Praveen Yadav, Assistant Professor Mechanical Engineering Department, Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, near Drum, Technology. I welcome back all of you for the third lecture on the basic concepts of fluid mechanics. So in second lecture we have discussed about difference between units and measurement, and we have seen different kinds of units, that is SI units, CGI units, then British metric units, and etc. MKS units, etc. Related by using these units, how to measure the basic quantities that we have discussed in the last lecture. Now in this lecture, we'll move forward for the measurement of basic quantities. In last lecture we discussed about measurement of length. Now we'll discuss about measurement of mass. Here the measurement of measurement of the amount of matter present in an object. So if you, the image shows that measurement of mass of gold, which is very costly, it is measured in a gram, and that's why to avoid the effect of air pressure also, it is closed in one chamber, and there we have taken the measurement. At the same time, when you want to measure the steel, it is measured at open-ended. When you measure sugar cane, it is measured in the tons. When you measure other for example rice, then we are measured in a kg. So that is the difference. If the quantity is huge, then we are going to increase the metric unit level of masses. So here we are discussing about the metric conversion of masses. 1 gram is nothing but 1000 milligram, which is required to be considered during the measurement of gold. 1 kilogram or 1 kg is equals to 1000 grams, and 1 metric ton, which is we generally use terminology as a ton, is nothing but 1000 kilograms. So this is about the measurement of masses. Now metric units of mass, converting kilograms to grams. 1 kilogram is nothing but 1000 grams. 1 gram is nothing but 100 centigrams. 1 centigrams is nothing but 100 milligrams. So this is the conversion of mass in terms of grams. So kg multiplied by 1000 is gram. Gram multiplied by 100 is centigram. Centigram multiplied by 10 is nothing but milligram. So this is about the conversion of mass. We'll take some examples. That 5 kg mass is nothing but 5 into 1000 is equals to 5000 gram mass. Similarly, 4 gram is nothing but 4 into 100 is equals to 400 centigram. And similarly, 6 centigram is nothing but 6 into 10 is equals to 60 milligram. This is about the measurement of mass. Now convert grams to kilograms. 1 gram is nothing but 1 by 1000 kilogram. 1 centigram is nothing but 1 by 1000 gram, 100 gram, and 1 milligram is nothing but 1 by 100 centigram. 1 by 10 centigrams, and by mistake it's 1 by 10 centigram. So this is about the chart showing conversion of 1000 gram, 100 gram. So this is the conversion factor. 30 milligram is nothing but 3 centigram. 4 centigram is nothing but 0.04 gram, and 5000 gram is nothing but 5 kg. So this is the conversion of mass. Now another parameter which is most commonly used at everywhere is nothing but the time conversion. Time does not use the metric system, but units of time include year, month, week, days and hours, minutes and seconds. So for all other quantities we use the metric system, that is multiplied by 10 or divided by 10. deci, giga, mega, etc., etc. But for time purpose these units are not applicable. Time has its different time domain for the measurement purpose. So whole year is nothing but 365 days, 12 months, 52 weeks, and so on. So that conversion is nothing but the is required for the measurement of time. So 1 minute is nothing but 60 seconds, 1 hour is nothing but 60 minutes, 1 day is nothing but 24 hours, 1 week is nothing but 7 days, 1 year is nothing but 365 days, that is 52 weeks, and 1 leap year is equals to 166 days. So this is the conversion of time. Similarly, week multiplied by 7 is nothing but days, week divided by 7 is again gives the days. So convert hours to minute. 4 hours is nothing but 4 into 60 to 40 minutes. Big to small we multiply, small to big we use to divide. So about time, these are the some parameters are used for the measurement purpose. Many times we are using the terminology as minute, many time we are using as a second. Very few cases the time is measured in terms of week, year and hour. Temperature. Now next terminology is the temperature. Temperature is a physical property of matter that qualitatively expressed as hot and cold. It's not qualitatively measured expressed as in hot and cold. But for measurement purpose, we are using the different units like Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. So how to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius and Celsius into Fahrenheit? So for that purpose, 1 Fahrenheit is equals to 9 by 5 plus 32 Celsius, and 1 Celsius is nothing but Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 by 9. So that is the unit for conversion. Similarly for Kelvin, 1 Kelvin is nothing but Celsius plus 273.15, and 1 Celsius is equals to Kelvin minus 273.15. So this is the formula used for the conversion of temperature. Now convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. 0 degree Celsius is nothing but 32 Fahrenheit. Now again 0 degree Celsius is nothing but 273.15 Kelvin. So this is about the temperature conversion. Temperature conversion in a Fahrenheit, in a Celsius and in a Kelvin is essential for the measurement of temperature of different masses. The measurement of volume. Suppose a rectangular object having volume is nothing but length into width into height, which is measured in terms of meter cube or centimeter cube. If all dimensions are centimeter, then it is centimeter cube. If all dimensions are meter, then it is meter cube. This is about the solid object. Liquid, it is again measured in terms of liter. So 1 liter is nothing but 1000 milliliters. 1 liter is equal to 1000 cubic centimeters or centimeter cube. 1 liter is equal to 1.057 quadrants, and 1 US gallon is nothing but 3.785 liters. So 1 liter is nothing but 1 upon 1000 is equal to 10 to power minus 3 meter cube. So that is the conversion of liter to meter cube. So whenever we are measuring the fluid in terms of meter cube, then 1000 liter is nothing but 1 meter cube. I repeat, 1000 liter is nothing but 1 meter cube of water. Then various systems of units. These parts we have already discussed. The primary quantity which are referred as in a basic dimensions such as length, time, mass and force are required to be expressed in the following manner. So here is the cumulative format: SI unit, CGS unit and British gravitational system, that is empirical units. So length is measured in SI unit in terms of meter, in CGS in terms of centimeter, and in terms of empirical units it's measured as a feet. Similarly, mass in kilogram, gram and pound. Time, everywhere it is measured in a second. Temperature, it is in a Kelvin and degree Fahrenheit. As any quantity can be expressed in whatever way you like, it is sometimes easy to become confused as to what exactly or how much is being referred to. This is particularly in the field of fluid mechanics, and that's why it has a major importance. That part also we have discussed. Now we come to the interesting point, that is derivation of units. In the last lecture only we discussed about some derivation of units. Here we derive first a velocity. Velocity is nothing but length per unit time. Now length and time, these are the two basic units. So length is measured in terms of meter in SI unit and time in terms of second. So velocity can be measured in meter per second. Second term is the acceleration. Now acceleration is nothing but velocity per unit time. So here velocity is also a derived unit, having derived unit, and time is the basic unit. So time has unit of second. So again I will divide it into two parts, velocity into 1 by time. But velocity is nothing but it has two basic units, length and time. So length divided by time into 1 by time is nothing but acceleration. So length by time square is nothing but meter second square, meter per second square. So acceleration can be given as meter per second square. Similarly force. What is meant by force? Force is nothing but mass into acceleration. It is given m into a. Now we know that mass is the basic quantity, but acceleration is nothing but velocity upon time. Velocity is nothing but length per unit time. So the total expression of force can be divided as mass into length per unit time into 1 by time. So it is nothing but mass into length divided by time square. So mass is expressed in kg, length in terms of meter, and time in terms of second. So unit of force is kg meter per second square, which is also known as a Newton. It is called as a Newton. So 1 Newton is nothing but kg meter per second square. Kg meter per second square. Now energy. Now comes to the energy. Energy is nothing but work done, and it is given as force into distance. Now here force is expressed in terms of Newton, distance in terms of meter. Now distance is base quantity. Force is nothing but it is the combination of, as we discussed in the previous slide, force is nothing but mass into acceleration. Again mass is basic quantity, acceleration consists velocity and time. So velocity is again consist length by time. So by that, since it is converted into Newton, the unit provided for the energy is Newton meter, which is expressed in terms of joule, as the name of scientist. It is expressed in terms of joule, Newton meter. Now next is the power. Power is nothing but work done divided by time. Now work done is nothing but Newton meter divided by time is nothing but second. But work done is expressed in terms of joule, so it is nothing but joule per second. So power is expressed in a watt. And now the pressure. Pressure is nothing but force per unit area. It is given as Newton per meter square, because force unit is Newton, area is nothing but a multiplication of two distances. It is nothing but Newton per meter square. So it is displaced in Newton per meter square. So these are the derived units. Velocity, it is nothing but meter per second square. Acceleration is nothing but meter per second square. Force is nothing but Newton, which is expressed in kg meter per second square. Joule, energy expressed in a joule is nothing but kg meter square per second square. Power is expressed in a watt, which is nothing but kg meter square per second cube. And pressure is nothing but expressed in a Pascal, PA, as in a Newton per meter square. It is nothing but kg per meter second square. So this is the derivations of units. So here one more thing I want to add, that is what is difference between stress, that is which is expressed in Newton per meter square, and pressure, which is expressed in a Newton per meter square. Though the units are same for both stress as well as pressure, they have a different effect. pressure is inbuilt, sorry, the pressure is externally applied over the body or over the substance, whereas stresses are developed inside the substance. For example, if the temperature goes on increases, then stress is induced in a body, it inbuilt, whereas if the externally some force is applied over the object, it will develop the external pressure over the surface of object. So the main difference between stress and pressure is stress is internally induced, whereas pressure is externally applied. So I think by this you have got a clear idea about what is unit, what is measurement, then what is the basic units, and how other units are derived. See, in the study of fluid mechanics, all those units are plays a very important role, because after these units we are going to move towards the unitless quantities, and at there, to cancel out the units, we must know the basic unit formations. So this will help you to prepare or to learn the fluid mechanics. This is about the basics of fluid mechanics. In next lecture we will discuss about the syllabus for second year mechanical in Batu University for the subject fluid mechanics. Thank you.